only add different clocks here. Oh, right here, it's right in front of me. That's the neat thing about Lollipop now. So you can go here and add whatever country you want. And since I only had 4 different ones that I'm trying out, I can see all of the 5, including my local time, at the same time. Or, you know, I can even make this a little bigger too. If I can get to it. You can just go to grid size. I can go down to condense, which is just a little more, and then I have more space and I can move stuff around, but that's kind of small and I don't have that. I've learned to keep my Android very minimal, so that's one. It took me a while to figure out it was the 3 buttons there, but there you go. So I go back to this, and you can always change it however you like. And as you can see, it's a very vanilla Android setup that they have. So I have the same icons here, and I can also use them from up here. You know, they have the icons. This one also has a flashlight built in, which is nice because you don't have to download any more of that those apps. So that was kind of nice to see. I can cast screens. I haven't tried it, and I don't have anything that I can use it with. So other than those two, it's pretty much the same in terms of the settings, if I remember right. So you get the same thing: Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS. It's not even shown on here. Data usage. So I have a couple more that I can actually go right straight through from here versus the settings here. It's just a little bit of a difference there, but it's no big deal. Contacts. I don't know. Let me see. So I got all the contacts there. That's still works the same. The other thing, this one I didn't have was the calendar. I had to download something. This calendar, which is very nice, but now the calendar on this actually works, so that was pretty nice. Yep, taxes coming up, so so that you can see the differences there. For some reason this one looks a lot brighter now, which is odd because actually when I'm outside in the sun this one, as soon as I go bright, super bright, or the brightest on it, I can see it still. I mean, you know, I have to, not directly, but this one unfortunately tends to, even though it's an AMOLED, tends to get a little darker and harder to see. So the screen is still sharper on this one than that in terms of the brightness. Outside, that is. Inside, it's really a wash. So let me see here. Let's see what else I want to cover. Oh, I know. This one has 32. What was it? 2 gigs of RAM and 32 of storage. This one has 16 storage and 2 gigs of RAM. The downside on this one is that there is no removable battery, and also there's no extra micro SD card slot for it. That's just the SIM card that you get for your phone company, and you have to put this little tool in there and it'll just pop it up. So that's the downside of this phone, which it's, you know, it is what it is. I did check on the size before I decided to go with this version, although there's a newer, slightly bigger version, but it's a longer screen, which I didn't want. Unfortunately, that they don't really make them this small, or physically smaller as far as the screen. And I hate carrying those things in my pocket. That's just too big. So since I decided to, I looked at all the apps that I had on my old one, and then I decided to just go with this one since I don't usually fill out my stuff. But with that said, let's go back and check something out here. Let's check the storage. Data storage. So as soon as I updated, oh, that was the other main thing that I wanted to talk about, which I guess I'll just cover here now. As soon as I updated all the apps, even the included apps got updated, this was about half filled up. The 16 gigs were just about half, or a little over that. I put some music on, and now I'm at what is it? I'm left with 6 gigs available, so I still have a little bit more room if I want to add a few more apps. But as you can see, 16, and I'm pretty much getting close, and I've only had this for, I don't know, a week maybe. I'm not adding anymore. I was just adding and taking apps in and out because I wanted to test them out and try them, but obviously they still get pretty bloated and want to take over your phone and all sorts of crazy full rides and things like that. So I just keep my phone pretty vanilla for the most part. But that's what you get in terms of the phone here. Let's see. And yeah, that's my name. I don't mind if anybody sees that. You can do guest accounts. I don't do that, but just trying to show you what's there. Let me see here. And this is my old phone. As you can see, my internal storage is, I have 2 gigs there, 1 available. This is my total space for 26.78 gigs internal, and this is my SD card, which is 64 total space. So I have a lot of space on this phone, but and I can expand it too. I mean, I have a 64 gig card here, which as you can see is just used for backup. So the phone, in terms of storage, it definitely still has more, and yeah, it is what it is. This one doesn't. It's smaller, so that's kind of the trade-off, I guess, that you have to figure out what you want to trade off and what you want. I would definitely prefer an SD card on it. You always do. However, it is what it is. I mean, without going too big on the other ones, because it is longer and slightly even wider than this. And that's not something I wanted. Just to give you an idea, I got a ruler here. So, even with the cover on, I'm looking at what, about 66 millimeters there, somewhere on there. And this is about, I don't know, from each stage, about 60. It's hard to measure with the cases on, so it's about the same, 65. So I'm going from inside to inside edge, that's about 66. This one would be about, I'm just doing the inside edges, this is about 63. So a millimeter or 2 difference. I mean, it's still, it doesn't seem like much, but it is a difference once you're holding it. So that's that. The camera on the back seems okay. The front one seems a little nicer than everything I've used so far. For a 5 megapixels versus the 2 here, I believe it was. This was pretty dark all the time, or blurry. The other thing on this phone that I don't like, especially on the camera side, is that you don't have stabilization on it. When you're holding it, if you even shake a little bit, you can't stabilize that. It is just what it is. The phone doesn't have that, so you're gonna really have to be steady or hold your breath or do whatever you gotta do to get a nice picture. Sometimes I click on it and it takes 2 or 3 pictures for whatever reason. Trying to see gallery. Okay, here are the specs on the actual let's see, smart lock. I'm not gonna go through all that, but here are the physical specs of this phone, or at least what I was able to screenshot. As you can see, the CPU. See, I took a couple for some reason. Yeah, that's what you get. The battery, Android 502, kernel ARM 7, blue Vivo Air LTE. That's the phone. It tells you the total 11.74, users 6.35 gigs. And this is the CPU version. Very good, just charging. So voltage is 4 millivolts. This one is it has the same thing, so that doesn't seem right. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but anyway, I'm tired too. So here's the device. Whoops. It's a blue board. Is what that is. Hardware Qualcomm. Screen size 4.8 inches. Screen resolution 720 by 1280. Screen density 306 dpi. RAM 1913. Available RAM 702. Internal storage 11.74. Available 5.4. Just to give you an idea of what it has, it's a 4 ARM Cortex 53 running at 1.21 gigahertz. So it's a quad core. Adreno, clock speed 310, 306 at 400. So clock speed 200 to 1.21. So it's a little slower than that one. This one's 1.5 MediaTek, if I remember right. This is the low when your battery goes really low. I think I was at 12% here. Then it goes into this mode, which is the battery saving mode or whatever it is, and it just uses the minimal apps on there. These are just screenshots that I'm showing you here. Cellular network, there you go. You have to use the APN. You have to set it to what you have on there. I apologize, I didn't see the phone off the screen there. I was concentrating on it too much. Now getting back to the most important part of this. When I was setting it up, I could get in this background disable menu and I couldn't update anything. Eventually I turned it off, turned it back on, and that got updated on all the software, which was very surprising because once I did that, the first thing that came up was this, that there was an update to install. So I went ahead and did that. Everything started working pretty good after that. It tells me your system is updated or upgraded. So system is currently up to date. So there is that. So I'm hoping that they will keep working on that, and if they do, then